One local DJ has been on a bit of a European tour recently, playing to thousands of dance music fans in Germany and the Netherlands. And to tell us more about the gigs and how they came about is local DJ Josh Tissier. Josh, good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for being back. How was it?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was probably one of my favourite weekends of all time.
Yeah.
So
you came back fairly recently. Was this a highlight for you in your music career, would you say, so far?
Well, it was the first time playing outside of the UK and Guernsey. So, yeah, first time on, European grounds. So that was a milestone in itself, really.
Yeah. How did this all come about? Because I know a lot has been happening for you recently in terms of your music career and signing to labels and releasing lots of tracks at the moment. Has it all come about from that?
Yeah, in general, but I did meet the promoter of the festival in Germany at the Amsterdam Dance event last October.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just kept in contact from there, and then that's how this happened, really.
Yeah, and the way that sort of the world works now with streaming and things, you can see where a lot of your fans are, and you do have a lot of listens in Germany, don't you?
Yeah, it's my biggest country for listeners, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was my first international gig.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have you been to Germany before, or was this your first time ever going there?
I went back in 2012,
right?
But I was 19 at the time, so this was the first time going back, and well, I was only there for just over 24 hours.
Oh, really? Flying in, flying visit. That's amazing. Tell me about the performance itself, because you actually had quite a good slot, didn't you? I know the one in Germany, you were playing sort of, I don't know if it was a headline, but definitely a good time in the evening.
It was a really good time. It was 10 p.m. till 11, and literally the sun had set 5 to 10 minutes before my set.
Yeah.
So the pyrotechnics, the lights were looking amazing. The crowd had probably just had enough beer to get into things. Because I think it opened at 5 or 6 o'clock, so
all right, people
quite
were warmed up.
Exactly, yeah. So it was great.
Talk to me, because I know that you've done big sort of club nights before. You do them here, but also places like Ministry of Sound in the UK, which is a huge venue. How does it differ playing sort of these big or bigger festival crowds? Does it change what you do and how you sort of perform, or is it kind of more of the same?
Well, it's kind of more of the same, but it has a different atmosphere. A different vibe, because obviously it's earlier during the day as well. When I'm playing at Ministry of Sound, it's gone midnight, 1 a.m. sort of onwards.
Yeah.
So that feels quite strange in itself. When I played a festival in the UK at the start of June, I think my slot was 6 till 7.
Right.
So it was weird being daylight and playing this heavy dance music.
Yeah,
so.
Of course. And you've recently signed to one of the biggest sort of DJs in the world, his record label, Hardwell. Yeah. How has that changed your career? How big of an impact has that had?
Well, I had my first release on his label back in April, and I gained hundreds of followers and some
just from signing.
Yeah, just from them basically posting about the track and it being played by some big DJs. And I think because it's quite a prestigious label with him kind of at the helm of it, people take you more seriously. I gained a lot of not just followers, but people that were following me are suddenly taking me more seriously, because I can say this from experience that I've wanted to sign on that label for over 10 years. So.
Wow. So it's a dream come true.
Definitely, yeah. So anybody who signs to that label, I take more seriously myself, so I can see why that would happen.
Yeah. How does it work when other DJs play your music? Is it just a case of word of mouth of someone saying, oh yeah, someone played your track, or do you get a notification? How do you find out that your music's been played?
There's this website called 1001 track lists,
right.
And basically any time there's a festival or radio show, the track list gets put up on there from the bigger DJs.
Yeah.
So then you can kind of look up your track, see who's played it, when, where, how many times, that kind of thing.
I mean, that must be pretty surreal that some of these huge DJs are playing your music. Does it all really feel like it's happening for you now, would you say?
Well, it's just it's hard to take in, really, because it's something I've been working towards for 12 years or so, and when it finally starts happening, you're not really sure if it's real. I don't know. It's just a weird thing to experience.
Yeah, but it's been amazing. We've been following your journey for a few years now, obviously not the whole way, but it's been great to see you sort of come along and progress and for things like this. Are you hoping to do more gigs in places like Germany and
Absolutely.
Amsterdam? Not Amsterdam, the Netherlands and places like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What have you got planned for the rest of the summer? Have you got more gigs lined up, or are you sort of just working on your music?
I've got a few local gigs lined up, and I'm in conversations with promoters in Southeast Asia and There's even 3 clubs in New York that want to book me.
Wow.
But I don't know if you know how difficult it is to get a visa in the US. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now, but it's a bit challenging.
Yeah. And how's that all working? You know, obviously being here, does that have that added element of being like, oh, I've got to get off Guernsey before going onwards and things like that? It
can be a bit of a pain. Like at the moment, I'm traveling the day before. So like for the festival in the UK, I travelled on the Monday night and it was Tuesday afternoon because I don't want to like risk fog or any delays or anything and then miss the gigs right now. So it is a bit of an extra challenge, yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing. And in terms of music releases as well, you've got more tracks coming out. And if people like sort of big room, dance music, kind of quite euphoric and really fun music to listen to, definitely something to hype you on. Probably something that'd be quite good to listen to before the Euros final, I imagine, to get you in the mood. That's the sort of music that you make, isn't it?
Yeah. So I've got a really big track coming out next Friday, 19th of July, again on Hardwell's Revealed Recordings. And it's called Feel the Energy. And it's full of energy.
And if people want to keep up with everything that you're doing and even, you know, catch you locally and things, your social media is the best place, I suppose, to find you as well.
I think Instagram, I'm most active.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Josh, amazing stuff, and thanks so much for coming in, and best of luck with it all. And you know, really appreciate you coming in and keeping us up to date. And I think it's really exciting, sort of the next step of your journey. So thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks very much for the invite.
You're very welcome. That is local DJ Josh Tissier on the programme this morning, of course.